Well, it says I'm live. Whether I am or not, I don't know. Who's there? Can someone tell me if I'm live or not? Because I have no idea. 2 people? Someone tell me if I'm live. Ah, cool. Thanks, Oscar. Oh, 10 people. Jeez, okay. Thanks, guys. How you all doing? I don't know why, but I've tried like 3 times to get this stream working. It wouldn't work, but at least now it is. And this is the Raleigh, the 35 Raleigh, and it's looking beautiful at the moment. Good to hear. Yeah, I'm literally just doing this at the moment. Eating. Yeah, I need to have my lunch. 12 is outside waiting. I'm scared if I move from this exact spot that I'll lose the stream. But yeah, this is what I've been working on. What kind of got delayed from the weekend. Yeah, it's taken a long time to clean this bike down, but it's gleaming. I'm good, thanks. I'm good. I'm just glad the sun is shining today because the weekend has been absolutely miserable. Yeah, so, but yeah, like I said, so glad this is south of Germany. Whereabouts in Germany are you then? In the right, south. So that's kind of near the mountains. Let me see if I can get a bit closer. But yeah, this Raleigh was lacking the K-shifter. No, wrong one. Which I've managed to find. K-shifter right there. Although it's not gonna be any bright, nice brass K-shifter. So that's going on. It's had the new saddle, new grips, degreased the entire bike. Sometimes having to go at it with white spirits thinners. So we got 2 from Germany. Cool. Sutton Coalfield just round the corner. Mannheim. So my geography of Germany is just it's kind of vague. So yeah. What was the chat said? I don't know how to get it back up. Rally Roadster. Technically, it's a Rally Sports model or Sports Tourist. It's from 1935, believe it or not. But let me see if I can go a bit closer. It is absolutely gleaming now. Sparkling. Like, managed to uncover there was the very, very, very light tourist logo, head badge. But yeah, it's cleaning up really well. Got some Brooks grips on it. They're really nice. And that bell is super shiny now. New Brooks saddle on it. It's all gonna come together so well. Dovey, come here. Come here. There's Bomber. And there's Torvi. But yeah, I'm hoping to get this video out this weekend to get this together. Like I say, it's all cleaned down now, so it's just the home stretch. Putting the bottom bracket in, putting the original crankset back on because I got one of them. And then, well, I need to sort the wheels out. They are rusty. Where are they? Here. These are the wheels for it. So I have gone over them at the moment just with some wire brush, cleaned the rims up, which have come back okay. The spokes on the rear are okay, but obviously, as you can see, there's a lot of cleaning left to do. The front is a little bit worse. The spokes are a little bit thinner, so I might try and replace them, and they'll get some new tyres as well, but they're the original rims, and they're not too bad at all. So, hello Hungary. I wish I knew more languages to say hello in your own language. But yeah, the garage is looking kind of full at the moment. Norman, do you use Neverdal for polishing the rims? No, I've just used Auto Glim. Where is it? Excuse the mess. The Auto Sol metal polish. I've used that for polishing rims, polishing all the chrome, and some really fine wire wool. Although those rims were so dirty and rusty that I actually used like this wire brush, which is steel, so it was kind of harsh, but it needed to get that off. I have seen the shaft driven bikes. They're interesting, aren't they? I don't know if I'll be able to find one, but yeah, that will definitely be interesting. I have seen a reverse bike before, which I was gonna get. It was like it was a proper old reverse steering bike. So obviously, when you turn the handlebars to the left, you go to the right, and that would have been cool, but I couldn't afford that at the time. This is the Scott, the one that was most likely definitely stolen. I have replaced the brake levers, replaced the shifters. I need to find a seat post for it, saddle for it, and wheel set, so they go back to original. Forks for it. So they're going to be coming up. I'll probably try a sprayed up bike on this one as well, because it is, it's lost a lot of its value now because of the serial number being ground off. I don't want to go all out restoring that. That garage definitely needs an overhaul. Yeah. It needs a tidy, because I've been working, so it's so messy. Stuff everywhere at the moment. But yeah, I will tidy it up once everything sort of goes through with like buying this place as well. Maybe I can overhaul this properly and get some electric in here. I don't know how I'm going to do that, because there's no supply coming to it. But solar panels, maybe I can stick some solar panels in there and get some storage banks. I don't know, but I've got a good supply of mudguards. The Lauterwasser as well. I'm going to stick those Lauterwasser on the Sun that I stripped down the other week. And that Sun is hopefully going to go off to Bristol Bike Restorations. Do you have some products you use to conserve old frames? Yes, I do. That's exactly what I've put on this one. I've cleaned that down, degreased it in the rough spots with thinners, obviously, to break through it. Degreased it with muck off, polished it with some of this, the Auto Glim Deep Shine, and then used some of this Bartolene boiled linseed oil, but obviously the cap's on the wrong side, the logo's on the wrong side, so I've rubbed it down with a bunch of boiled linseed oil, and that should protect it. That's obviously, as you've seen, got this shine. That's just a polish and a boiled linseed oil keeping that shine on there now. I had Torvi then. I don't know where she's gone there. But the Bomber, I'm riding the Bomber at the moment. Seeing how that goes. It's riding real smooth. The angle of that seat tube is quite steep, so when you're sitting on it, obviously your feet are, you're sitting behind the crank rather than over it, so it can be a bit weird, but it's real smooth. Even with the 52/42 on there, it's a nice ride, even going uphill. So I'm really happy about that, how it turned out and all that jazz. But yeah, it's a really nice bike just to cruise around on. What else have we got? There's my other sort of daily ride, the Scott 696 with the Maguras. Brand new Maguras on there, that's all cleaned down, ready to go. Where's the Diamondback? Not Diamondback, sorry, Rock Upper. You might have seen on Instagram, this one is also being done. The 1988 Specialized Rock Hopper Comp. That is now ready because I was fighting the seat post on that and I managed to get it out yesterday. So that can go off, and I've arranged some decals for that. So the decals are hopefully coming to me. And then once I sort the cars out, then I can get down to Bristol and drop this off to get properly done. No, I can't say I've seen any of those, what do you say, shield bikes? Not seen any of them. But that was a right fight, getting that out. A lot of heat, well, not a lot of heat. I tried to control the temperature of the tube itself, but just consistently kept it warm for about 10 minutes. And then stuck it in the vise and twisted it free. And this is what it did to my seat post. So I thought that seat post was going to tear in half, but it didn't. It managed to hold on. The Gervin forks, what, on the Proflex? Yeah, the Proflex forks, the Gervin Vector. I enjoy them. I've ridden that off-road a fair few times, out and about, down some local trails, and yeah, they're really nice actually. It's quite a bouncy bike because it's on the elastomers front and rear, and obviously it's not got anywhere near the travel of a modern bike, but it's got it's got more travel at least than the AMP fork, which I still need to refurbish, and a Manito, and another one behind it. But yeah, the Gervin fork, the Vector, is quite a nice bike to ride. There is a video of I tried to position the camera, the GoPro, over the fork so you could actually see it in action, see how it works. So that will be on the channel somewhere, the off-road / Proflex 853. The later one with the coil shocks are better. Yeah, I can I can imagine, because the elastomers are springy, very springy. So I'll have to get that back out again. Yeah, the Proflex is a nice bike. I'll ride around on that again. They've done a lot more work to the local trails as well, so I will have to head over there and see what they're like. Where do you usually source all your bike parts? Bikes and parts. Okay, bikes. I mean, most of my stuff is found on eBay. It's honestly getting harder to find stuff now, or find things that I'm interested in. So I am resorting to Facebook Marketplace more and more. I do try and look on Gumtree occasionally, but I don't know, the interface of that site just doesn't do it for me. So I'll tend to focus more on eBay. You know, sometimes there are stuff that comes on there that isn't listed properly, like it's just listed as a bike. The spelling is wrong of what it is, or yeah, it's just listed as a mountain bike, so, or an old mountain bike. So if you look around, you do find stuff like that rock hopper was only £30. Well, no, I actually won it for £27, £28, but you know, just gave the guy 30. I did actually offer him £70 for that, and he turned me down. Parts as well, I look on eBay, but more and more for mountain bike parts, for the like vintage mountain bike, the retro mountain bike, whichever, I'll go to Facebook groups, because obviously on eBay you're having to increase prices to account for fees and stuff like that, PayPal fees, eBay fees, so the price is more expensive. If you go direct to people in the groups on Facebook, you can often get a bit of a discount. And there's so many groups floating around, so I've managed to grab a few things off there recently. I've got a DX group, shifters, crankset and derailleurs. No brakes yet, I'll have to find them, and no wheels, so that's sitting spare. I've got a LX group, the M550. That's spare, waiting for me to find a frame to fit that. And I got a big job lot recently that I put on Instagram, so you might have seen that. And that is going to help out with a few builds, I reckon. I want to convert a late 70s racer into a gravel bike, 1x10, no, 1x8. I can do that one because I've got the shifters for it. I've got everything for it now, basically, because of that job lot. So that'll be sometime in the future, but obviously I've got a lot to do. But yeah, look around eBay. If you look for job lots as well, if you've got a bit disposable and you're doing a lot of bikes, job lots kind of help out quite a bit because it keeps the costs down. 12 is calling me. Oh, where she is. Hey, Tove. Okay. I think she's enjoying the sun today. Hey. Does anyone else have a cat or a dog or a fish, a rabbit? What pets do you have? Hey. But everyone who goes past loves Torvi. She sits and waits outside for me. You have a horse? That's a big old pet. Oh God, sorry, Torv. What was the question again? About selling. Do I regret selling a bike? I got that part. I can't remember what the first part was. And where's the chat? Yeah, I do regret selling bikes. Sometimes needs must, and you have to sell them. There's been one that I really wish I'd kept. It was a 1954 Raleigh Trent Sports, and there is a very short video on the channel, like one of the really early ones that I did with that bike. It was absolutely stunning. I paid £20 for it, if you'd believe it. Completely original. It even had the Smiths big old speedo on there, like mechanical speedo, and it was a beautiful bike. Like the patina on it was beautiful. The rims weren't corroded or rusted, but like all the chrome work was good. The saddle from the 50s was still nice and supple, but it wasn't weak enough to break. So yeah, I do regret selling that bike. The guy I sold it to seemed to love it as much as I did, and I think he said he lived on a canal boat, so he uses it to get around the country roads, down the canals somewhere. Drove a good while to pick it up as well. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything I really regret selling. Our favourite bike that I would never sell. Yeah, probably. I would never sell my granddad's, obviously. I've got his bike, and that's like from the 30s, 1935, France Sport. Never seen another one. It's got 3-speed Oz gear on there. So I'd definitely never sell that bike, but that's a family bike. In terms of other bikes that I've done, I think I would have a hard time selling my KHS, the team 1993 team Montana, no, 1993 Montana Comp. I think I'd have a hard time selling that because I do really enjoy that bike. And my 1991 Diamondback Apex, I'd probably, because I've had those two for so long, I'd probably have a hard time selling them. So yeah, that's those. There was something about rims as well, painting rims, which for some reason I can't work out in my old age. Good morning, Peppermint Pig. Is it morning? Well, it's technically afternoon here. Where are you for it to be morning? Chat. Vermont. Okay, cool. Oh, here we go, got the chat. I have some old rims which are originally painted black, but also rusty in some places. How can I restore them without stripping down the paint? How bad is the rust? I mean, you can always, there's obviously the solutions like evaporust and stuff like that, which is quite it removes the rust, but it's safe for paint, so you could use that to clean off the rust. And then I don't know, if you were to, if they're not breaking surfaces, that is, because obviously any paint on a breaking surface is going to wear away, but you could always seal in that with lacquer after you've like carefully removed the rust. Maybe that's an option. Or just repaint them after. Vermont. God, why is my not geography failing me today? Has anyone got any snow at the moment, by the way? Anyone tuning in? Because I'm really looking forward to some snow this year, hopefully, in the UK. I'm really missing the snow. And I'd love to get some more snow videos out there, because the last snow day, proper snow day we have, northeast Canadian border. Yeah, I thought it was. Snow a week ago, no snow now. Send some snow this way. I really enjoy the snow, like just riding around in it. I mean, it's not good for working in, because obviously I have to work outside and my hands get absolutely frozen. But Sofia, I've been to Sofia before. Well, Bulgaria. Yeah, landed in Sofia to go to Bansko. Went snowboarding in Bansko like years ago. So okay, yeah, I have been to Sofia, but it was a very, very quick trip because it was just the airport. Mow the lawn? What lawn? All the weeds at the back there. Oh wait, that lawn right there. yeah, I do need to do something about that. Yeah. What's everyone up to today? I'm probably only going to do another like 5 minutes or so we can go and get something to eat. But I thought this would be a nice opportunity to... I wear a thermal mechanic jumpsuit, prefer to stop working once it hits 32F. 32 Fahrenheit is about 0 degrees Celsius, isn't it? Yeah. Do you set yourself an initial budget for each project? God, yeah, the money is the question, isn't it? I try to set myself a budget, yes. It's always a hard one, balancing what you've got to do. Like day to day in my day job, because obviously this is just a hobby. It's not a well-paid job. It's underpaid for the role that I'm in. So balancing the money is a hard part of things. Obviously the stuff I get a little bit from YouTube, which helps now. It helps a bit more now anyway. But yeah, balancing the money is hard. This bike in particular, the sports, isn't too bad because it's a complete bike as it is. And I know when I look at it, for the price I paid for it as well, because Clive was just getting rid of them. He wanted someone to look after them, and I will keep this bike. So I haven't paid a lot for it, and I know the value of it after I've done all this work is going to be there. This one, the Scott, I'm nervous about that one. What did I pay for it? £50? No, eight. It might have been 80. And then I've had to replace the shifters. I've had to replace the brake levers. I've got to paint it. I've got to get the decals. I've got to get the seat post, saddle, stem. I've had to replace. I didn't expect any of that, so that was on the wheels, tires. There's a lot of stuff on that one I'll have to replace, and I am not going to make my money back on that bike if I decide to sell it. It's also going to be hard to sell because I found out it was stolen, so that was a hard one. So yeah, you've really got to like look at the bike and be sure, you know, if you're sure of what the bike needs before you get it. Like that one, I didn't know the seat post was seized either, so that's a lot more work, and it could have ruined it. So if you're sure of what the bike needs first, you can weigh it up, and sort of compare the values of what similar bikes going for if you do decide to sell it, that is. But yeah, it's a hard one, balancing the money, really hard. Like I say, if I find a job lot of stuff with good parts in, I'll grab that for spares because then it's cheaper to get parts, and I'll look for Facebook groups if I need spares because then parts are cheaper. Do you create some decals new, or are you buying from old stock? I haven't personally created any decals just yet. I have just sort of upgraded my Adobe suite to include all the other drawing software. So I've now got Photoshop and Lightroom and all that sort of jazz, whereas before I just had Premiere Pro. So I will probably try and design my own decals, because when you get someone else to do it, obviously it costs more. For one of the bikes that I had, I sent Gil at Retro Decals some shots, some measurements, and he reproduced them, but it cost me probably... It wasn't too much because those ones were quite simple, but it cost me an extra £30 or £40, was it, to do that. Whereas the decals are normally like £30 a set. So I haven't drawn any of mine just yet, but I am kind of hoping to, yeah, it would be nice to do that and get them drawn up. The rock hopper, fortunately, are on file. The ones for this one, if I was to do that, might be on file with H. Lloyd Cycles because it's an older bike, so I can get them. But yeah, most of them I try and get from file. If not, I will take clear pictures, take clear measurements of them, and then send them off to different people and say, hey, can you remake these decals for me? And if I need to make any adjustments, I can in that process. Make them smaller, bigger, different colours, what have you, you name it. What brand cables do you use for shifters and brakes? Jaguar, if that's how I'm meant to pronounce it. I use the outer cable from them, and the inner cables varies. It varies depending on budget. But yeah, mostly it's the Jaguar stuff. I'll try and use the lubricated outer cable as much as possible. And if I'm making a fancy build for myself, then I will use the Teflon inner cables as well, Teflon coated, because then they'll slide, in theory, they'll slide a bit easier. If it's just a budget build, then a normal steel inner cable is fine. Would you build a bike for a viewer if they gave you a budget? That's a... See, at the moment, I would have to say no to that. Like, building a bike for someone, or yeah, doing anything like that. Just trying to just purely because this is, to me, still a hobby. So I'm working on bikes of mine all the time. Like I'll work Monday to Friday in my own job, and then at the weekends I'm doing this. So a lot of the time I'm working like 7 days a week. So yeah, probably doing someone from someone else at the moment, I would say no. Maybe in the future, if I maybe get a bit more successful at this, so I can get a bit more time to do it. There's Torvi again. Yeah, why not in the future? But for now, no, I would have to. I've turned it down a few times, like people have asked me to take on projects for them, but yeah, unfortunately, I just don't have the time or the space at the moment. Hello, Spain. I'm still working on my Spanish. Still getting through there. Adam said, have you thought about Patreon? Been watching your stuff for years. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, I have thought about Patreon. I might look. I may look to change things up in the new year. I'm currently actually trying to design some t-shirts. I will probably get some of my... Yeah, I'm probably gonna get some merch out anyway. Patreon, it has something I have thought about, but I just need to. I need to get some. I think I need to get some like basic merch, like maybe stickers first before we do that, so I feel like I can give something extra back for those that support on Patreon, if that makes sense. Like, because obviously everyone gets this for free at the moment, and I get a bit from YouTube back, which covers a few bills, not everything, but it covers a few bills. So yeah, I don't think the Patreon is a hassle. It seems quite simple to do, but I would like just something in place so that if someone decided to support on Patreon, then I could maybe like a sticker pack, a t-shirt, something like that, so that I could give a little bit extra back to say thank you for your extra support, if that makes sense. I just want, yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking anyway. Something extra like that. You can save money in places if you bulk order. Yes, that is correct. Yep, I've definitely bulk ordered before. Like I've got bulk the 50-meter reels, which save money. They're expensive as hell to start with. Searching for some decals. Wait, what? 30-inch rims.